best suitable for which technique, okay? So we have gray blending and sheer. So our sheer blend is gonna be a really light blend for gray coverage, but it's not coverage, it's blending, right? So we're not gonna cover the gray hair doing this. We're gonna blend the hair.
They want to look natural.
This is gonna be super soft, somebody who doesn't have too coarse of hair, okay, for this option, they're gonna have, 50% or so would be fine, or maybe even less. Somebody who's not gonna, this is not the hard client. This is somebody who just wants something quick and easy, not too resistant of hair.
Like 10 minutes and go.
Right. 5 volume, 8.5 volume, and you leave that on up to 20 minutes.
20
okay?
minutes.
Now the blend option, this is where things get a little creative because we're able to mix our creative line and our gloss line together. So in that, we're gonna use 2/3 of our formula with gloss, demi-permanent. 1/3 of our formula, creative, permanent hair color. We're still gonna do the same mixing, 1 to 1.5. The developer and the activator choice is still 5 or 8.5. And we're gonna leave this up to 20 minutes.
Okay.
So this guest right here, they wanna go a little bit lighter with their base tone. Normally with demi-permanent hair color, can we lift?
No.
That's why we add a little bit of that creative to give us that extra boost, to shift that base. Because that's gonna make the non-pigmented hair and then the pigmented hair look less different. Right, it's gonna make them look like they're less different. Exactly. So this formula here, so if this is a matter of, the way that it appears, a sheer is gonna be more like a nylon. This is gonna be a little bit more like tights.
Blend.
Or like a tights. It's gonna be a little bit more. And then lastly is gonna be our saturated blend. Saturated blend is gonna be totally different in the way that we mix it. We're gonna mix it 1 to 1. That's different. That's different because we're usually 1 to 1.5. So we're gonna mix 1 to 1. We're gonna use 8.5 volume only for saturated blend. And we're gonna leave that on 35 minutes.
Oh, it's
So the
completely covered.
This is saturated blend. So the word cover, remember we have to be really careful with those things because if we say cover to our guest, they're gonna expect complete coverage. And these are blending options. We're not getting coverage, we're getting blending. Now somebody who has really fine textured hair on a saturated blend, like myself, I'll get coverage. It'll blend, it'll wash off.
Yes.
I'll get coverage, but that's not gonna be every single client. You have to have that right texture of hair. And it's not lasting me too. It blends out as I wash, which I like. I like that part. That's why I like this for blending, because you don't have to feel committed. You don't feel committed where you're like gonna put too much product on and then you have that skunk line when it grows out. Especially for our gentleman guests, they don't really want that. They want something that wears and washes nice and easy.
We need to talk about man coloring too.
Yeah.
We don't have any good color for men.
So
when you guys start talking about gray coverage, don't look at me every time.
I was looking at you. Why?
Let's try.
Unique
Yeah,
color.
you can be our model.
this is a pen for you. I don't think I give you a pen if you need one. So, okay. So we talked about our gray blending. Our gray blending, we get it. Now we have a little bit of a difference. We could see kind of like the nylon, the tights, and then the next one would be kind of more like a leggings, because it's more pigment and it's lasting longer. We time longer in our processing time. So next we have is our TG Copyright Color Creative. This one we're also not going to use heat, but this is a moniated hair color. Okay, what this can do, because it's a permanent hair color, we can lift up to 4 levels. We can darken the hair, we can add or change tone, we could do neutralize. So we can lift, go lighter, however we like, just using these things. We can use all of the developers, 5, 8.5, 20, 30, and 40. We can use the 40 on the hair color on the scalp with the creative hair color. How to use this, 1 to 1.5, and the timing is gonna be 35 to 45 minutes. And this is just our standard, right? but we still wanna talk about our grade coverage now. So we talked about grade blending.